Hello everyone, my name is Balaji. In this video, I'll discuss few examples of if function with eval command. First example is if and match function combination. This is used when you want to match some portion of a field value. Based on the match, assign a new value to the field created using eval command. Let's see how this works with a real-time example. I have a dataset with a field called employee ID where the field has three values P1001, P1002, S1003. Now I want to find out how many permanent employees and how many non-permanent employees available. My condition is to identify permanent employees is that if any employee ID starts with P, either lowercase or uppercase, if it is not, then the employee is not permanent employee. First, let's create a new field called is underscore employee underscore permanent using eval command. The syntax of if function is if condition is true, then assign true value to field or assign false value to field. The new function that is used to match some portion of a field value is match function. The syntax of match function is match subject comma regex returns true or false based on whether regex matches this subject. Let's use the if and match function to find out whether the employee is permanent or not. We have created a new field is employee underscore permanent. Based on the requirement, we assign S to a new field if employee ID starts with P, either lowercase or uppercase, otherwise no. Let's use this match here. This should be S and value should be no. So the subject would be here employee ID, and the regex pattern what we are going to use here to match permanent employees. Caret P /D plus. Let's understand the regex pattern used here. The caret symbol is used to keep cursor at the beginning of the employee ID value here. And the next character is P, which matches exact character P, and /D plus is to match one or more digits. Let's run this. As we see here, we have seen S only if employee ID matches lowercase p 1001. But our requirement is that if the employee ID starts with P, either lowercase or uppercase, we should see S in the field is underscore employee underscore permanent. To do that, we can use open parenthesis, question mark, I and closing parenthesis. This is called regex mod modifier. This makes the regex case insensitive. Case insensitive means it will match the characters even if they are in different case what we mentioned in regex pattern. Let's see how we can match uppercase P using same regex with open parenthesis, question mark, I and closing parenthesis. I'll use the same regex mod modifier in the regex pattern what we have used in the above statement. So now you can see just before P we have added this one to make P case insensitive, which means if there is a lowercase p or uppercase P starting of the employee ID, it matches both. Let's rerun this. Now we can see S is assigned to is underscore employee underscore permanent field if employee ID starts with either lowercase or uppercase p. Finally, we want to count the employee type. Stats command can be used to do that. Stats count by is underscore employee underscore permanent. Now we know that there are two permanent employees and one non-permanent employee. Let's look at another example in if function. This is the sample dataset what I have. The dataset what I have here is that employee badge details. There are three fields: employee ID, whether they have checked in or not in the morning or when they come to office, and checked out or when they are leaving the office. Here the example is about how to use Boolean expressions in if function. The Boolean expressions in Splunk are or and. Let's see how to use these Boolean expressions in if condition. So now I want to understand, is attendance getting recorded for employees? The condition is that if the check-in has the value S and checkout also has got the value S, then I need to create a field is underscore attendance underscore record and assign value S to it. If it is not matched, then assign no value to field is underscore attendance underscore recorded. Let's run this and see whether this is giving the results as we expect. As we can see here, if check-in value has got S and checkout value has got S, then only we can see S in a field called is underscore attendance underscore recorded. This is how you can use AND Boolean expressions in if condition. Let's see how we can use OR Boolean expression in if function. Now my other requirement is that I just wanted to see is employee used badge at least once, which means if there is a value either for check-in or checkout, then say yes, otherwise say no. And these values should be recorded in a new field called is underscore employee underscore used underscore badge underscore at least once. Let's run this and see the result. As we can see here, for the first employee ID 100, check-in is S, checkout is empty. That's fine because we are using Boolean expression OR. If any one of the two field has S value, then is underscore employee underscore used underscore badge underscore at least underscore once will be assigned with S or no. Even for employee ID 101, there is a S at least for one field, hence we have seen S here. Let's go to the employee ID 104 where there is no check-in or there is no checkout for the employee, hence we can see no here. This is how we can use Boolean expressions and or in if function. Let's look at the other example is about how to use informational functions with if functions. The functions what you see here is not null and is null are called informational functions in Splunk. Let's take some example dataset here: employee ID, employee name, and the mobile number. Now my first requirement is that I want to check whether employee has got mobile number available or not. To do that, I can simply use informational functions inside the if function. Here I'm using is not null. What this function does, it will verify the field value what we have given here is not null, then assign S to a field we have created here, that is underscore mobile underscore number underscore available. Let's run this and see the result. We can see here wherever mobile number is available, then is underscore mobile underscore number underscore available is assigned with S, otherwise no. We have another informational function that is just opposite to is not null, that is null. Now other requirement is that if the mobile number is null, which means if there is no value assigned to mobile underscore number, then assign default number, otherwise just use the mobile number. How we can evaluate that? This is the existing field mobile underscore number. I'm just trying to modify the same field using eval command here. If is null mobile number, we can see mobile number is empty where the employee ID is 102. If it is null, I'm just assigning default number to field called mobile underscore number. The false condition would be is not null, which means wherever there is a number is available for mobile underscore number will be assigned with the same mobile number. Let's run this. As you can see here, where the mobile number is available, it is not changed. Where there was no mobile number, we have added value called default number. This is how we can use the informational functions in Splunk with the if function. So far in the previous examples, we have seen static value assignment, which means we have assigned static value S or no. And in the second example also, we have assigned static values. like yes or no. Even in the third example, we have assigned static values yes or no. But in this example, we will see how we can assign dynamic values to a new field. This is the sample data I'm going to use to demonstrate the example. How to extract subset of value from a field based on certain condition. I have a field called name. It contains first name and second name, but the last value of the name has got only first name. Now I would like to create a new field called first name, and I want to assign the first name from name. Let's use a val command here. I have created a new field here, and then the if condition, I'm matching the name with this regular expression. Let's understand what this regular expression is doing. The first backward slash w plus will match one or more characters, and case doesn't matter, it could be lowercase or uppercase, and also it matches numerics as well as underscore symbol. So this will match the first word characters before space and last name, and then I'm matching space with backward slash s. This matches space after first word characters, and then again I'm matching the last name with backward slash w plus. This will match the last name, which is bar here in the first row. Wherever this combination is available, then whatever is there in the true value place will get evaluated. We know the syntax of if function. It will have condition and then true value and then false value. We are calculating true value dynamically and false value also with a field instead of just passing static values or static strings. Since we need to extract first name from name field dynamically, we use different function called replace in the place of true value in if condition. Let's understand how replace function works. Replace function is type of text function in Splunk. The syntax of replace function is replace x, y, and z. This replace function returns a string formed by substituting string z for every occurrence of regex string y in string x. Let me make it simple. Backward slash 1 is the substituting string. This will extract the value that is matched by first captured group. You might get a question that what is captured group? The captured groups are represented with open and close parentheses. If you observe regex pattern used in replace function, then you see first backward slash w is enclosed with parentheses. So this represents first captured group, and this can be called in the place of z using substituting string. Let's just create second captured group, and that can be called using backward slash 2. We know that this represents the first name, the field name called name, and this represents the last name in the field name. So if I want to extract last name, I can just call last name using the substituting string, that is 2 in this case, because this is the first captured group and this is the second captured group. This can be called using backward slash 1, and this can be called using backward slash 2. For example, if there is one more captured group like this, that can be called using the backward slash 3. So the substituting string backward slash 1 will extract value of first captured group from name field and assign values to first name field. Let's run this. We can see the first name from a field name called name is assigned to field name called first name. And the false value for this if match would be name, because the match, the regex pattern what we used here will match only the first 4 values of name, and the fifth value will not be matched with the regex pattern we used in the match function here. Hence it will go for false value. In place of false value we use field called name, which means when this value is not matched with this regex pattern, then just assign this name to a field called first name. That is the reason we are seeing here first name as wrong. This is how we can match, extract, assign values dynamically to new field. Hope you learned something new in Splunk.